Good morning, everyone. Freedom Friday is on. I am Anna Deeter, your truth teller, the word of truth about speech and stuttering. I am bringing sanity to this world. This is my goal. I am a passionate pioneer of a brand new industry on the planet called Etalon Speech Education. Yes, stuttering is solved. As you see, the title of my book, Stuttering is Solved. Because speech is a skill, it does not, never did, does not, and never will need any cure. Yes, something that many of you still have been looking forward to. Many of you that believe that you need to find for yourself will be shocked. Speech is a skill. You learn, you master to speak just like any other skill. And medical profession, representatives of which are speech and language pathologists and therapists and other stuttering cure trainers and coaches, they are just kind of dinosaurs of the old stuttering cure approach. And it is not that I am going against anyone who is still believing that stuttering is a disease, because yes, there are a lot of people who still believe lies. This is a lie. It is a bitter, really criminal lie, mean, very mean lie. Stuttering has nothing to do with medical profession. This is why I'm so passionate about creating a new profession, the profession of Etalon, which stands for standard speech education. And this is why today you can see that I put a simple message right here, which is, again, could be very confusing for many of you who have never been with me and who have never been familiar with the truth, okay? So just read it here as I am speaking. Throw away all, no exception, all your methods, all your techniques, all the strategies, tips, tricks, advice about how you are supposed to speak and how you are supposed to better your speech. All of these artificial, man-made techniques, tips, tricks, strategies, methods, steps to improve speech are just different forms of stuttering. They cause you to stutter. They cause you to make mistakes, believe it or not. This is the truth that I am very passionate about. Throw your old tips, old techniques, throw them away. You don't need tips and tricks of someone else to speak the way Mother Nature or God created you to do that. You have everything right now, at this moment when you're watching this video, right now when you are listening to me, you have everything to speak naturally, to speak the way you were born to speak. You don't need to model after someone else. You don't need to listen to someone and become that someone. Because yes, some stuttering coaches tell you, convince you that for your money, you can become them. You just pay me the money and I will teach you how to be me. No, you don't need to be me. You don't need to be anyone else. You need to be you, because you are a unique individual. There is no one in the whole universe like you. You are just irreplaceable. You are a very unique and very valuable individual. The moment you understand it, life becomes so simple. But unfortunately, people who stutter are listening to others. They always are listening to someone else. They learned from the very young age that they are not worthy, that they are not important in this world, that they are kind of young, small, not important, that others are big, others are smart, they know better. A lot of people who stutter have very low self-esteem because of the lie that they learned when they were young, that there is no value in them. I'm here to tell you, you are your own person. And when people who stutter come my way, and when they ask questions about speech and stuttering, first thing when they text me, first thing I read from them, can you help me? Or can you give me some tips? Can you help me and give me some strategies, some methods, some techniques, how to trick my stuttering? They're very shocked when I immediately come back to them. You are the only person in the whole universe who can help yourself. You don't need my help. You don't need anyone's help. You just need to be you. My job as an etalon speech educator is just to help you discover who you are. I enable each and every etalon student to discover who they are, who they're born to be. I enable them to discover their power that you have. You all have. You have the power. There is nothing wrong with you. You're just a little confused. Some a little, some not a little, right? Some people are more confused than others. But you do have everything for becoming a normal, natural, normal speaker. Not after a lot of useless training. No, you can do it now, right now. Okay? So let me go to the YouTube screen and see if there is anyone there who wants to know. Thank you for the questions. Very good. I'm really pleased to see questions because I can talk a long time with myself, but it's kind of much more use of these Freedom Fridays when I have live questions. So here we go. Praful Nandankar, I apologize if I don't read your name correctly. I'm not familiar with the way your names sound, so I apologize. So my name is Praful. I have read your books. Congratulations. I want to know how can I correct my non-speech actions. Thank you. Sounds like you have paid attention to my words in the book and you did understand that people who stutter do not have problems only with their speech actions. They have problems with their life actions because speech is the bottom line. Speech is something that is just a reflection of your mental programs. It's a reflection. It's a very simple way we explain it today. You are what you do in the present moment. And what do? You do exactly what you have in your mind at this moment. because our body is just an obedient machine. It just reflects, resonates, whatever we have in our mind. So Roman Snishko calls it in a very simple way. Your body is a reflection of your mind. Just like reflection of the mirror. Your body is the mirror of your mind. When your mind is clear, your body acts perfectly. Your body reflects this clarity. It knows what to do. It does it perfectly. Okay, so to answer your question, I want to know how I can correct my non-speech actions. Okay, I need specific what non-speech actions you want. Let's see if it's in the next question. Is it possible to talk freely without any hesitation? Of course. Am I hesitating right now? I'm not. Sometimes I do when my mind is not clear. When I'm switching the thoughts, I do sometimes get lost. And that's when I hesitate. The moment my mind is clear, the moment I have a clear mental program, I act perfectly. If you have read my book, by the way, can you indicate what book you read? Is it the old one, Stuttering Sold? Oops, Stuttering Sold, or this one, Speech is a Skill? Because this one has much more precise information. It doesn't have any unclarity. That one was still my kind of draft. I call it a draft because I was still learning myself the Untitled Truth. And as I was writing the book, I was kind of summarizing my knowledge. Today, I know much more. And this is why this book is the one I recommend to read to anyone who wants to become smart about themselves. So if you have read my book, you understand that you have a simple machine, the most intelligent machine called body-mind. Body-mind machine, or in my books, I call it a biocomputer. And the way we learn and operate this body-mind machine is no different from operating any device that we learn to operate. For example, remember the very first old cell phones we had when we just started learning how to operate cell phones, right? So remember when we got them first. First, they came with a thick instruction manual, thick list of instructions, because we didn't know what to do, right, with this machine. So we would read the instruction, we would go and play with the phone and learn how to operate it. Now, every new cell phone we grab and we already know we need to push the button. So the cell phone would light up, right? We know we need to scroll. We need to do this, we need to do that. And when we do things that are so easy to do, guess what? Our cell phone is working perfectly. It doesn't hesitate, okay? I'm answering your question. In order for any device not to hesitate, the device that doesn't have its own consciousness, doesn't have its own brain, the device must receive a very clear, precise instructions. So when we have precise instructions and we follow them, our body is thriving. Our body is happy. So yes, you can speak with no hesitation when you have clarity in your mind. I hope I answered your question. I have stammered from childhood, but right now I'm 22. Suddenly it increases a lot. Don't you know why? Of course I do. Last year we got a pet, ACC. To me, due to pet, I have shortness. I don't understand abbreviations. See, stutterers are people who act irrationally even in writing sometimes. They abbreviate words. They cut them. They And it's, again, it's not just stutters, it's so many people are doing this today, all these teenagers texting and using abbreviation. When I read messages like this, I'm not, guys, in your age category. I don't even understand what it means. So I don't know what ACC is, other than maybe air conditioning. I don't know AC. So the bottom line, I will answer a question that I understand. The question is that I have been stammering from childhood, but now I'm 22. Suddenly it increased. This is a very simple question to answer. You have become older. You have become more mature in your body, but your biological body grew, but your mind is still has mentality, mental program in terms of speaking as a young child. You still have emptiness of the adequate information, emptiness of your mind. You don't know how to speak adequately. You have never learned it. You have never experienced how to do it adequately, naturally. So at 22, people expect you to speak like every adult, but you still cannot do it. You don't know how to do it because you probably, I'm guessing, still are relying on some techniques, tips, tricks, methods, advice, right? You still go with someone else's advice. How can you learn to be your own man when you are listening to others' advice? You are attempting to do like they do. And guess what? This is impossible to do. Impossible. Because you are your unique man. You have your own body chemistry, your own body composure, your own life experience, your own set of information in your mind. You are a unique individual. Attempting to model and pretend that you are someone else is extremely harmful because it is unnatural, it is uncomfortable, and it is harmful. One more time. It is the same if you, a big man, I don't know what the size of your shoes is, if you would attempt to wear shoes of a little girl or a little boy, maybe you like it, maybe it's shiny, but if you attempt to put a little shoe on your big foot, how comfortable will it be? It's crazy. And every method, tip, trick, technique, advice, strategy is that little shoe that is not of your size. It doesn't fit you. It may fit someone else who advises you, yeah? Those stuttering coaches, they give their shoes of their size everywhere. Just give me money. Give me money. I'll give you my shoes. Go wear them. Uncomfortable? Oh, well, what can I do? Right? And they even advise, no, just try harder. Put this little shoe on your big foot and wear them. Wear them for a longer time. Maybe it's going to be more comfortable. You may figure it out how to wear this small shoe on your big foot eventually. Just practice. Walk more. Walk. Exercise. Do more exercises. Walk. Yeah, it requires a lot of work. Wear the little shoe on your big foot. And eventually, you're going to get used to it. And you will become a runner. You're going to put the same size of a shoe, maybe even smaller, on the other foot. And you will be running so comfortably. Do you see how crazy it is? This is what they advise. you to do. When they give you their tips, tricks, techniques, methods, it is insane. Please stop insanity. Stop hurting yourself. Okay, there is another question. I will go there. I yet to die. I can't talk with strangers, can't buy tickets, can't buy ticket in railway station. Okay, so here is, oh, wait a second, I have more questions. I apologize, I didn't know I had so many questions. Okay, so is it possible? Okay, I answer this. Anna, ma'am, meditation is very useful for stammerer. What's your opinion on meditation? You know, my dear, this is, I'm sorry, when I say my dear, I mean it. I love you guys. This is the reason I'm so passionate about what I do. I love you because I know that we all one. We all one human race. By helping you, I'm helping myself. Okay? I'm helping my own family. I'm helping my close, nearby environment. So here we go, meditation. I hear this question all the time. But do you really understand what it is? Unfortunately, too many people just take this word, take it in without understanding what meditation is. So meditation is something that is really great. But for what? Meditation is basically being in the now. It's when people learn to be in the now. This is why they do all kinds of meditation, breathing practice. It's not a bad practice, but not for stutterers. Not for speaking, because speech is an action. In the now, yes. But meditation is simple the way to be in the now. And the best way to be in the now, to be busy doing something productive. For example, if you are tired, you have been, I don't know, digging with a shovel, digging the soil for a long time, and you are tired, right? So you are very tired. The best way is meditation. You drop the shovel, you sit and rest a little bit. Okay? Meditation is great because your body needs rest. You're tired physically. Get some rest. Meditate in terms of you just sit and watch birds. Listen to birds chirping. Or look at the sky, the blue sky. Yeah, that's nice. But then, when you have rested your body, get up and do something else. If you need to finish digging the soil, the ground with the shovel, just do it, okay? Continue. But maybe you need to water the plants, okay? Just switch activity. Switching activity is the best meditation. The best meditation. Switching activity from one way of being in the now, active and productive, to another way of being active and productive. You know what's the best meditation? When you do something. You do something and you don't distract yourself from this action. You are being in the now. And what is the best way to meditate is different from each of us. Once again, we're all different. I can only tell you again my advice. Okay, my advice, my technique, my trick. My best meditation is walking on the beach. This is my meditation. I have done all my creative work. When I work, literally work, while walking on the beach. I'm totally in my mind, walking on the beach and meditating, writing a book. This is how I have written all the books, but while working and walking on the beach. But you can be different. It could be completely different. Sitting like this, like they show, hum, shmam, focusing on your breathing, is not for me. If I was sitting on the beach, I mean, even on the sand, and I was sitting, not walking, I was sitting there and doing hum, shmam, I would be still there where I was when I started 5 years ago. No, I did a lot of work for that. Okay, so once again, meditation is great, but you need to figure out which meditation, which action you need to do that would make you focus on the now, on the present moment. What helps you? Do something, do. If you need to figure out what's going on in your life, go do things, okay? Get a job, begin working, go play sports, figure out if you like it, go learn to fly helicopters, go do things. That's the best meditation. But be in the now. Okay, let me go to the next message. Hi, Bougie. Okay, I have, switched. I have stammered. Okay, I already answered this question. Oh, ACC was according. Now I know. Thank you. Okay. Ma'am, you're right. After reading your books, I understand where I was wrong. Thank you. You made my day. I'm so happy that someone has used the information that I shared. Someone has understood that you are unique. You just need to figure out how to operate your body-mind. Body-mind according to the instructions. Instructions, manual, okay? There are instructions how to use this body-mind machine. You may know it, you may not know it. And by the way, when we are born, none of us knew how to use this body-mind machine. We all were stupid. Newborn babies don't know anything. Their mind is empty, their body is empty, mind is empty of adequate information, of truth, body is empty of any experience, adequate experience. And guess what the newborn baby begins doing? Learning the instructions, obtaining the instructions, how to operate this new body, okay? The newborn baby has no clue what to do. He observes, and once again, I want to demonstrate this before I move on to the next question. You probably have seen, okay, I don't see if you guys see it because I have the screen when you move it. Okay, so you have probably seen my icon on all my books, on all my website, and all my social media places. You see this. This is the symbol of life. This is how we live our life, the cycle of living our life. We first observe reality. Reality, not fantasy. Reality. Because a lot of people observe their fantasy, which is okay, of course, when we create things. But in the beginning, we need to observe reality. We observe. And we ask ourselves a question. You see the question mark? Then we again begin observation. We begin going everywhere and looking for answer. We find the answer, okay? And we grow to the next level, and the cycle begins again. This is the way everyone operates our body-mind machine, our biocomputer. Everyone, no different. So let's go back to your question is, let me see. Okay, what was the question? Okay, I am going to go to the question. Our meditation is over. Okay, that last year we got, okay, where was I? I attended some stuttering cure center. Okay. Oh, no, let's go here. I yet to die. I can't talk to strangers, can't buy a ticket in railroad station. So once again, when you are not able to express yourself and be your own man, this is devastating. It is devastating. It is horrible. It is dangerous to your life. What would I do if all my knowledge, I wouldn't be able to express myself at least here? Now I am able, thanks to internet, I'm able to spread out the word and express it here. What would be beneficial for me if I, with all my knowledge, would be sitting here and not expressing myself? I would probably die. Just no any sense to live, continue live. So yes, I get a lot of messages from my students, from my potential students, former students, not former, future students, with the same things. They say, I want to die. And I want to talk about this book again because this young man is my hero. My hero. He was the one who also wanted to die. I really recommend you guys go to my website, download this book. It is free. Believe me, I worked hard writing this book. I invested a lot of time, a lot of my work into writing and publishing of this book. But I made it free for you guys because I understand that by reading this book, many of you will wake up. Wake up and begin valuing yourself. Okay? So I'm not going to talk about the book now, but go to my website, www.livestutterfree.com. Go to download page, and I am going to add a few books soon. It's translated to Arabic language, to Russian language. It's on the way, translation in Polish language and in Spanish language. I just had a student, just had a graduate who said, Anna, I want to translate your book. We need to spread the word out to the world. Okay? So once again, you need to become yourself. Discover your way to yourself. I am here to assist, to guide anyone. Anyone, okay? Just come to me as a student because I cannot help you more. I cannot guide you if you're not my student sitting in front of you in my classroom. Okay, so let's continue. I attended some stammering cure center, which is conducted by Part Babagachi, but waste, just slow speaking is the cure, but slow speaking can't in society. Once again, I have a whole video I made about their advice, their technique of stuttering cure dinosaurs. I'm sorry I call them this way. Not to hurt anyone, not to be mean, it's just the reality. Stuttering cure advocates are dinosaurs. They need to die out. And when I say this, of course, I don't mean literally. I don't want anyone to die. I want the stuttering cure approach towards speech to die, to disappear as soon as possible, for simple reason. There is no disease to cure. Yeah, you don't know instructions how to operate your body-mind. But you know what? You cannot do it with ease yet, right? You cannot speak with ease like everyone else. Do you know what? Can't do it with ease is not a disease. I'm going to repeat it. can't do it with ease is not a disease. Lack of skills doesn't require pills. Lack of skills doesn't require pills. I can go on and on with my rhymes. I just have fun coming up with these rhymes, but this is the truth. Learn how to speak adequately in only 3 days, and then just do it, okay, for the rest of your life. So every stuttering cure technique is the way to stutter. Everyone, when they teach you to slow down your speech, excuse me, when they teach you how to slow down your speech, it's a horrible advice for a very simple reason. How much slow? Why slow? How do I do it? Slow my speech. What does it mean? This advice gives you more questions than answers. When I teach my students, and I just released the last video, I do recommend you go and watch it. It's part 2. I think it's the end of the video. If you don't have time, 15 minutes of your time, which I do recommend, you invest in your own life. But go to the end of the video, to the part when I am talking to the father and his son. And again, I just kind of sharpen his mental programs, because he still was hung on the slow, fast speech. And I just said, Powell, I'm looking for one word. What is the word I'm looking for? We normal speakers don't care whether they should speak slower or faster. Normal speakers care about being rational. Rational. Okay? So what does it mean, rational? Use your body and mind machine in the way God, whoever else is there, Mother Nature created you to use this biocomputer. Not in the way you fantasize, not in the way you believed someone. You believed someone trashed techniques, tips, tricks. Okay? But the way the reality is, there are instructions, methods, and techniques about how to use your body and mind. They do exist. The thing is that before my mentor, Mr. Academic Snishko, no one could explain it to people. This is his genius. He was able to put it in words. How he did it, I don't know. Don't even ask me. Because I am still learning for 5 years from this genius man. He has had so many types of formal and informal educations, diplomas in so many areas of science that no one on this planet has had. He is everything. You want to read about him? Go to my website and go to the page and learn about who Academic Snishko is. And how come he has a totally different vision of the world. Totally different vision of the world, which he learned to have. He wasn't born with this vision. He learned how to see the reality in the world. And he learned it from his mentor. So we all are learning from mentors. There is nothing wrong with learning from the mentor. But after you have learned from your mentor, and by the way, it happens very quickly. My students learned from us, from Roman and me, just in 1-2 hours. Then they don't need even us. They don't need even the mentor. They just go and do it and develop their speaking skills naturally. They don't need advisors. They don't need tips, tricks, techniques, methods. They don't. Okay, so let's continue. Stuttering cure doesn't exist, didn't exist, doesn't exist, will never exist, because stuttering is a simple, incorrect mental program. 99.9% of stuttering happens in here, begins here. It's incorrect mental programs. The rest is happening automatically. If you don't know how to operate your body, you're going to send this kind of instructions to your body, and the body will obey, obediently resonate whatever the mind ordered it to do. No mystery. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Oops, I have so many questions today. Thank you, guys. I'm new here. Yes, Jack, a lot of people are new. You interested me. I'm 52. Okay, you know what? My oldest student in my program was 58. So you're not the oldest one. But 58 is the age when we are mature already, okay? Very good. Nice meeting you, at least here. I am 52, okay, and I lost the message. Okay, I'm 52 years old, moderate stutterer, moderate. Where is the starting point? What is the system behind your idea? Let's go with the first word, moderate stuttering. Once again, what does it mean? Moderate stuttering. When people come to me, they tell me, I'm not that bad. I'm not that severe. I'm just a little bit a stutterer. I stutter sometimes. Once again, when there is a problem, when a person has a problem with expressing himself everywhere, any moment, anytime, in front of anyone, when a person can say any word, anytime, that's normal. But the moment anyone has difficulty expressing himself or herself in any situation, at any moment, he cannot or she cannot express himself and believes that this is something wrong with him, this is a big problem. This is a problem that makes us crazy. What's wrong with me? Why can't I do it? Look, the parrot just said this word and I made a mistake in this word. What's going on with me? What's wrong with me? Maybe I'm sick. They say this is a neurological disorder. Maybe they're right. Maybe this is a problem. Yeah, but I make mistakes just sometimes, so I am a moderate stutterer. This is bullshit. This is a lie. There is nothing wrong with you. 52 or 2 years old, there is no difference. Speech is a skill. The starting point is where you dropped it. Once again, I'm going to tell you that speech is a skill, and we learn to speak. We figure out how to use our mind and body. Say, I just made a mistake. But it is not a problem for me because I know what to do. Okay? I'm not a stutterer. I know I'm not a stutterer. And you still believe you are. So the bottom line, the starting point is where you stopped developing your speech. Some people have developed more of speech skills, some less. So if you stopped speaking when you were 3 years old, chances are you are really, really behind. Really. I just had a student in my classroom from Thailand. He came to me. I made a mistake. I'm going to release this case right now. I made a mistake before I enrolled this student in my classroom, and it happened about 3 years ago. maybe even 4. I did not speak to this particular person. He was 21, and I didn't talk to him. I spoke with his mother. And I kind of thought that maybe this is because the kid didn't speak English language. So I said, okay, I'll enroll him in the class, and I will teach him, and the mother will be our interpreter. Little did I know that this particular student stopped speaking when he was 3. 3 years old. He never spoke after that. And if he did, it was like, you know, like when he had to. It's a kind of a very simple analogy. Stutterers, when they're afraid to speak, they speak when they have to. It's kind of like when you have to go to the bathroom. You have to, then they go. Then you go to the bathroom. Okay? Exactly the same. When there is no need to go to the bathroom, you don't go there. Same thing with this specific student. He didn't speak unless he had to. And he would say maybe one word, or he would just point. Okay? And it was fine. It worked for him while he was living in the house with his mother. Everyone understood him. He didn't need to speak. The bottom line, when he came to me, there was no speech. I couldn't do anything at that point. And we started from the bottom. I said, okay, I enrolled you. What can I do? Let's begin. Begin learning words. And this student started learning words. Just simply, he would point to something, his mother would tell him the word, and he would repeat it, just like a 3-year-old. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Just like a 3-year-old. That was his starting point. At 52, your starting point is probably not that far away. Not that kind of beyond their norms. So at 52, I am speculating, I don't know, but I'm speculating that you have learned something in speech. A lot of it could be trash, could be incorrect information. We call it trash information, garbage, because it's useless. You cannot use. When you believe something, some lies, some incorrect information, it's useless. It's kind of like virus on our computer. You know, if we download the application and we catch the virus on our computer, the computer will begin act out, right? Act up, whatever. And the whole computer is going to be broken, damaged. The same thing with people who stutter. Whenever they learn incorrect information and begin following this information, their body begin reflecting this incorrect information, they become, the whole body begins acting like crazy, irrational. So the starting point for each and every person is different. This is why we never, ever group our students. Never group. It is impossible. How can I group people with different starting points? Can you imagine? You come to school, you're 52, someone is 3 years old, someone is 5 years old, someone is 30 years old. You're all in the same classroom. How the teacher is going to teach you? It's crazy. You all have different experience. You all have different mental programs. It is impossible to enable anyone to clear up their mind if you don't know what truth they know and what lies they believe. I need to know what is the ratio of lies and truth in your head. I don't know. And I judge my students by their questions. This is my job. They come to me, they ask questions, just the way you're doing it here. Okay? The difference is I cannot see you guys, and I cannot work with you better, more precisely, but in general, of course, I can. So once again, The starting point for anyone at any age is where you stopped developing your speaking skills, adequate speaking skills, okay? So here it is. Okay, where is it? Next question. Where are you located? Any classes in New York? What do you need classes for? Okay, let me see. Jack, what do you need classes for? This is, again, the information that has been engraved in your mind, that you need to go somewhere, that you need to learn from someone. You need, again, what? Methods, tips, tricks, techniques, strategies? No. The truth is, thanks to today's internet, you don't need to go anywhere. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you understand me? Guess what? When I am meeting my students through Skype, through Facebook, video chat, through so many other video chat rooms, guess what? It's exactly the same. All my students need me is for 3 days. 3 days. They don't need me anymore. The moment you have learned the instructions, what do you do with the instructions? Yeah, you kind of stuck them in the drawer, just in case, right? If you forget. It happens. But do you look in these instructions? Do you read these instructions every day? This is how crazy it is. We don't need clinics. I have had these questions asked many times. Anna, why don't you open the clinic? Why don't you open the school? What for? Every clinic, I don't even like the word clinic because it's, again, medical term. Clinic is for patients, for sick people, okay? You need a clinic to perform a surgery. You need a clinic to put a cast on the broken arm. That's why you need a clinic. What do you need a clinic for when you have learned the instruction of how to use a biocomputer device? You don't need that. I teach on Skype only. Recently, I have had a student who lives like 60 miles away from me. And I am expecting to see him actually soon. I said, you know what? When you come to the beach, come visit me. Let's hang out on the beach. And I will film you just for fun. Okay, he said, Anna, no problem. I can do that. You don't need the clinic. You don't need a class. 3 days and you are done. That's it. Does it mean that you are done forever? You are done. Your starting point. You have learned the instructions. But then, how proficient you're going to become of using this device? That's the question for you to ask yourself. What all you would have to do is just use this device a lot. Use it. Use this device a lot. Use it, use it, use it. Because as English saying goes, use it or lose it, right? Okay, so once again, New York area, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, France, India, Bangladesh, Thailand, Germany. I mean, I have had students from all over the world, Russia, of course. Do you speak English? Do you speak Russian? Even if you don't, bring interpreters. This is what I have been planning to do. Even those who don't speak the language, it's kind of, it may take a little more time because translation is going to go back and forth, could be a little bit more confusing, but it is possible. I have had information from my mentor who taught one of the students, not one, of course, the one that I know. He was communicating with me through Facebook on Facebook in English, And then he went directly to Roman Snishko because he found a Russian-speaking translator, interpreter in his language. So he took the class from Roman Snishko, and the interpreter he used wasn't in Russian and English, it was Russian and his language. Yeah, it's possible too. If you can find someone good to translate, you don't need me. You don't need to go through me, but it's just all up to you. Okay, so New York or any other country, just enroll in the 3-day program and stop this nightmare in your life forever. Okay, ma'am, you have talked about balance of speech. Yes. How can we balance speech? How can we balance our speech? I don't know what you meant. How can we maintain continuity? Okay. How did you start balancing your actions when you started using your cell phone? How do you balance it? What did you have to do when you got your very first cell phone? What did you do? I don't hear you answer me, so I will answer for you. I just read the instructions, and then I started pushing the buttons. I started playing with my cell phone. I started doing this, that, okay, this and that, okay? And then I would stop even looking at the instruction. I don't need instructions. I would figure it out what to do, how to use this device naturally. And the moment I figured it out, I just do it. I just do it. Use this device a lot. And the more I use the device, I'm pointing to this, but of course I mean this device. I'm using this device a lot. The more I use it, the easier it becomes. Guys, begin speaking. Forget about all the techniques, method, tips, tricks. Forget about them. Begin speaking. Begin expressing yourself. Go back to the starting point when you were a child and didn't care about what others think about you. You were just speaking. You were cute. You were very kind of funny to watch, because kids are funny when they go, ma, 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 look. That's what kids do. But when a kid hears his mom laughs at him, he goes up, no, look. And the rational mother, the rational father would say, honey, what is it that you are pointing to? What is it? What is it, a cat? Okay, look at it. What is it? Cat. Now say it, cat. Repeat this word, cat. Do it again, cat. Good job. Now you're speaking like a big boy. Cat. Go and always say this word in this way. Always call this animal with this word, cat, cat. That's it. So if you can go back to when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, whenever you stopped learning to speak, whenever you stopped learning to balance your body, mind, go back and learn it. But if you still are afraid, which is the case, people who stutter, most of them are neurotic stutterers. That's how Roman Snishko calls this type of stuttering, neurotic stuttering. They are afraid of making mistakes. This is kind of a chain of events. They are afraid of making mistakes. When they speak, they have no idea how to speak without mistakes. And they're just afraid of making more mistakes and more mistakes. It's never ending, because if you are afraid, if you don't know how to do something that you are afraid to do, you will always be afraid, and you will never learn how to do it. This is what I am here for, to guide you, how you can clear your mind, how you can realize that what you are afraid of is nonsense. It doesn't exist in reality, because stuttering doesn't exist in reality as a disease. It's a simple lack of mature speaking skills. Lack of mature speaking skills. I'm going to repeat again. Lack of mature speaking skills. Okay? It is when the mind is still empty. Remember, I mentioned the newborn baby has the emptiness of his mind. It's normal. It's natural. But because you don't speak much, I know it for sure that you don't speak much. Okay? You don't speak enough. You, whatever, whenever you stop speaking, I don't know. You don't speak enough. You haven't developed your speech. This is what you have today. Okay? So let's go back. And the only way to balance is to clear up your mind. Get rid of the trash that you have. Your trash beliefs, trash information, lies about how to use your body, and then begin balancing it. My recommendation, go read my books. You can even read my book that I call my draft, Stuttering Solved. It does have a few inaccuracies, but even this book is better than not reading at all. Go get it, read it. Very soon I'm going to upload it to my website for free, maybe next year, okay, when I finish translation of my new book, which is called Stutter's Bible. Stutter's Bible. You know what Bible is? Bible or Quran or whatever, holy book. It's the book, How to Live Your Life. That's what it is. And I'm writing it. I mean, it's already written in Russian. I'm in the process of translating it to English. It takes time. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Okay. How can we maintain continuity? How can you maintain continually how to use the cell phone or any device? Just use it. Use it and use it correctly. Every time you grab your phone, what happens if, let's say, you open your phone, you push the button and you, okay, let's say, okay, I'm going to open the app. Okay, everyone is familiar with this app, right? Like the view of this. What will happen if you want to open the app? Let's say I want to open, okay, Facebook, but instead of pushing Facebook, I will face Twitter. What's going to open? Of course, Twitter will open. I'm not going to open Facebook. The point I'm making, if I make a mistake, this is what I'm going to have to deal with. So it's frustrating, it takes time. But the more I use this device, the more precise my actions become. Next time, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to click on the button that I want, and I will push on Facebook right away. So the analogy is very simple. The more you use your body and mind, the more balanced it becomes. But you gotta use it correctly, of course. You gotta use it the way Mother Nature created you, the way instructions are. Okay, ma'am, due to dog hair, breathe becomes slow. Due to stammer may increase. I don't understand. Oh, maybe you're talking about allergy? Okay, dog hair, are you talking about allergy? Yes, it happens that we are allergic to animal hair. There are some problems that we may be allergic. I have heard about that. But what does it have to do with speaking? What does breathing have to do with speaking? This is another lie, another trash information that you have in your mind. When you go to the hospital, you see there are people that cannot breathe and speak like this. They have no ability to breathe. They have shortness of breath, but they still speak. We have people that have had surgeries performed on their throat. For God's sake, have you seen people that have holes in their necks and the tubes are sticking out? They cannot use their anything, I mean, their natural speech apparatus, but they still speak with mechanical voices. They still speak, believe it or not. It sounds weird, but they still speak. There are people in the hospital who have all kinds of weird diseases of their lungs. They still speak. This is totally insane what your advisors, speech advisors, stutterers, who give stuttering coaches, who give you methods, tips, tricks, techniques, who educate you the lies with the lies. They tell you, keep learning to breathe, maintain airflow. This is so crazy, it's insane. Okay? The bottom line, forget about breathing. I have had so many videos about it. Go and watch them. Just watch me. I've talked so much about it that breathing and speaking are totally different actions. Breathing is a function. It's written in DNA. We don't need to care and worry about breathing ever. Speaking is a learned action of the body. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it now. So stuttering is a simple lack of skills. It may increase. Of course, sometimes we make more mistakes than in other times. Why? Because sometimes we use the words that we know. Sometimes we speak in different languages. Sometimes we attempt to do something that is not natural. Sometimes we make mistakes. We're not robots. This is natural. Okay, you are so correct in what you are saying, and how you are saying it. I wish I found you decades earlier. Decades earlier, I was with you. I was stupid. I was empty. My mind was empty. Decades earlier, I was a speech and language therapist. I worked for almost 18 years as a speech and language therapist, licensed in Russia. For 17 and a half years, therapist. I had no clue about what I'm talking now today, myself. I also, just like you, believed the lie that stuttering is a medical condition that requires a cure. So I have been teaching this truth only for 5 years. And stuttering cure professionals block me anywhere I go. Not because they're mean people. No, I don't believe that people who are in this profession are mean or bad or evil. I don't believe. I do have a very strong belief that we all have a very deep core that is really good. We really want to help people. We want to help others. We want to assist others because this is the human's nature, to help others. The problem is that all stuttering cure professionals, all, no exception, they all have been trained to believe the lie. This is so heavy. I'm talking and I'm getting goosebumps. Including me, at some point, we have been trained to believe lies for our entire life. It is time to disconnect from lies. It is time to learn the truth and clear up our minds from trash information. Once again, it is never late to learn. Just open your mind, get rid of the trash, and put the correct information there. How do you learn the correct information is up to you. Some of them may not even need to come to me as my private student. It is not easy, but it is possible. I have had a few, very few though, readers of my book who have reported to me that after they have read my book, this one, they have learned the truth, and it was enough for them to figure it out how to balance their own body-mind machine. It was enough. They just read the book. But I'll tell you the truth, it's very few, because your mind is so infiltrated with lies, it's not even funny. I am still learning the truth from my mentor. For 5 years, I've been learning the program, and I'm still learning. But of course, I have never been a stutterer. And what I'm learning from my mentor is kind of very interesting, because I am learning what other trash you guys may have, because I didn't have it. I myself do not have this trash information. For me, it was clear. I mean, not right away, of course, but on the very first day when I met Mr. Roman Snishko, it was clear. Yeah, you need to learn to speak. And nobody could teach you. Nobody. Only you can teach yourself by speaking a lot as a young child. That was clear to me. But then I started learning what trash information stutterers may have. So when you guys come to me, I can immediately recognize, aha, that's what this person has on his mind. That's what I need to address. So once again, the only way to balance your body is to do it, to begin acting in the adequate way. Okay, here we go, one more question. Now I understand stuttering is emptiness. How to feel that emptiness? How did you feel the emptiness of not knowing how to operate your cell phone? How did you do that? There are two ways, okay, how to do it. Two ways. You don't need any advisors, tips, tricks, methods. You just start playing. Okay, here is the machine. I've never seen this cell phone. I'm just imagining. I've never seen this machine. Okay, what do I do it? Should I blow on it? No, it doesn't work. Should I shake it? No, it doesn't work. Should I knock on it? It doesn't work. You see what I'm talking about? I will go to someone who uses it adequately. And I ask, what do you do, guys? What do you do with this device? Show it to me. Push the button. Look what happened when I push the button. It immediately lit off. Now, what should I do? Press home to open. Okay, I did. What do I do now? Okay, now you push whatever you want. Okay, I want to go to Facebook. Pushed. Oh, didn't go. Anyway. Okay, now I can do it. Push the button. Here, Facebook. Are you going to open Facebook? Yes. Okay. How do you feel the emptiness of your mind? Two ways. You can play with this device yourself. It's going to take you some time. And you have been doing it for a long time, right? For many years of your life. You have been playing with this body-mind for a long time. Unfortunately, instead of doing it on your own, you are going to others. You're going to your advisors. Tips, tricks, methods, strategies. Crazy. Crazy. Stop going to anyone who doesn't know, who doesn't have clear instructions how to enable you to do it now, not some time in the future. Now, when my students come in my classroom, they begin speaking right away without mistakes. In 1 hour, in 2 hours, in 3 hours. Different, of course. But right after they have figured out the instructions, they got it. Ah, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to push the button. Got it. They begin doing it. Ah, that's what I'm supposed to do. To press it twice. Oh, then I get this. How much time do you need for that? No time. 2-3 hours the most. After that, my students are just using this device, body, mind, in front of me. They're just using it. Using it, using it. 3 days in a row. It's just practice. Speaking, speaking, speaking. After they hang up with me on Skype, they go and speak everywhere. Everywhere. When they come back to me, they tell me, Anna, yesterday I spoke here, there. And you know what? Something didn't click here. Something was wrong here. What did I do? Can you help me? What is this? Can you guide me? And I address this question. Okay? The next day they come to me. There are only 2 nights. Only 2 nights. So they come to me after the last night and they tell me, Anna, I got it. I got it. That was amazing. I spoke here. I spoke there. I have never, ever did it in my entire life. I have never experienced such an amazing speech. I was able to talk on the phone for an hour with my mother, with my father, with my friends. I haven't made even one mistake, or I made one mistake, but I didn't care. I just did what you taught me to do, and it worked. Do you see what I'm talking about? There's again 2 ways of feeling the emptiness of your mind, okay, with adequate information, and your body with an adequate experience. Way number 1, you become a 3-year-old child, which is kind of not easy. Possible, but not easy, okay? Because you're an adult. If you begin speaking with all the crazy strategies, methods, techniques, tips, tricks that you still believe, they're still in your mind. Chances are people are going to look at you, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he doing this? This is crazy, okay? So this is why I'm here. This is the second way. But of course, you're going to have to do some work for that because we are a non-profit organization. And the only way we can grow and begin educating educators and writing more books and creating softwares and doing marketing and whatever, you probably understand. Some of you don't, but most of you understand everything requires money. So donations, this is the only things that we work, thanks to donations. We work on donations. And who are the donors? Of course, our family, our families, okay? And students. Our students are our donors. Thanks to your donations, we can continue growing. We can continue enabling one person at a time to become a normal speaker, a normal person, a normal human. When I say normal, means standard. Standard, we call it etalon. Etalon stands for standard. Okay, so there are 2 ways again. One is a self-education without any teacher, which is very challenging, but I don't say it's impossible, of course. Very challenging, very time-consuming, very, very hard to do. And the second way, there are 2 ways, is when you come to the teacher, you learn the instructions, how to operate this body-mind machine, and you just do it. The second way takes only 3 days. Of course, you got to work to make the funds for that because we need donations so we could continue going. Okay, guys. If there are no other questions, I will just tell you, I will talk for about 3-4 minutes. Maybe you're going to come up with new questions. So I see that still a few people are watching me live. So don't wait for others to ask questions. Go ahead and ask. If there are, by any chance, my graduates, say hello to me, because this is going to be also very valuable if any of the graduates take time to watch me. At this moment, I have several Ettalon graduates who are seriously considering becoming Ettalon speech educators. And this is what I want to talk about. Okay? Okay, the question. Ma'am, I have stopped going to all people who teach trash. Good for you. Good for you. Yes. Now I want to learn Ettalon way of speaking. I'm working harder to collect the funds. I'm looking forward to enable you to become a normal person. I am going to see you soon in the classroom, because it is all about you. It's not about me. It's not about others. It is about you. If you want to become normal, then be normal. It takes time, of course, takes money, because we need to work. We need to work. So, Praful Nandankar. Okay, I don't know how to say your name, sorry. So I'm gonna just say Praful. I am looking forward into meeting you soon in the Skype classroom. I just hope that they come up with a better application than Skype. Sometimes Skype acts out, just heads up. But we immediately, if Skype doesn't work, we go to Facebook, Messenger, Video Messenger. There are so many apps today. Okay, so I'm going to go back to what I started talking about preparing Ettalon speech educators. This is my dream today. I really, really want to start educating people who would represent the new profession in this planet, Ettalon speech educators. Not speech therapists, not speech pathologists. No, the era of stuttering cure is over. We are right now living in a historic moment. We're making history. It's the emerging new profession. Thanks to internet, it is possible to do sooner than even the way they developed speech stuttering, speech, what do you call it? Speech therapy and speech pathology profession. Do you realize that speech therapy and speech pathology profession is only, I don't know exact number, but less than 100 years old? It's a very new, very relatively new profession. It's probably like 60, 70 years old only. It started in 1998. Wait a second, when the book was written, 1889. That's when it started. It started in Russia. Once again, I'm showing the book. If you want to learn how the whole scam started, go read my book right here. By the way, Praful, I hope you have read this book as well, because this is so powerful. This is the truth, okay? So the bottom line, go learn the truth first. Then you make your decision of how you can help yourself. Please share these videos with your stuttering buddies, okay? The way you can do it, because they block me from everywhere. I cannot go to stuttering forums. I'm like Anna Deeter, and the name Ettalon is kind of the filthy word. It's not allowed in the stuttering cure forums. They don't want you, people who stutter, know the truth. They guide their secret Just imagine for 1 second that people know that every single method, tip, trick, cure, technique, every one is the form of stuttering. Just imagine for a second. What are all stuttering cure representatives are going to do? How they're going to make their living? How they're going to make salaries, monthly paychecks? How they're going to live without teaching you all these stupid techniques, tips, tricks, methods, strategies, advice? Just ask yourself this straightforward question. How are they gonna make their living? So they block me everywhere, anywhere I publish my videos. Only together we can change this confused world. I need your assistance, okay? So please share these little videos, my little videos, with your buddies everywhere, anywhere, okay? If they block you, but be careful because they are gonna block you on every stuttering forum. You wanna experience that? Go ahead. The moment you mention the word etalon, Anna Deeter, Roman Snishko, they're gonna block you right away. So get your emails of your buddies. Get the emails, send them my videos. Send them. This is all you can do. Convincing others where the truth is not your job. It is not my job. I am sharing information, but I'm not convincing anyone in anything. Here is the information. And I do it like this. Here is the analogy. Here is the cell phone. The information is, the truth is, in order for your cell phone to start working, you need to push the button. Ding! This is the information. Whether you're gonna use it this way or not, I don't know. Okay? I have no way of knowing whether you do it or not. So the next step, you push the button, you press this, you push it again, and then you push other things. Okay? This is the information I share in terms of how to use this body-mind machine. Do you understand that? This is what I do. This is what etalon speech gymnastics is about. It's a speech gym. You come to the gym, the personal instructor gives you instructions, provides you with instructions how to grow your muscles. Okay? Then it's up to you. Go, grow your muscles, become fit, become a speech master. Okay, so I will see you next Friday. In case, I mean, sometimes I do reschedule this from Friday to something when I have a student. But right now I kind of do my best to schedule, I look at my schedule, to schedule my classes, 3-day classes of etalon speech gymnastics on Skype. I schedule them around Fridays. So I do my best not to schedule them on Fridays, okay? So I would be able to give my free time to you guys. Lots of love to you. And I just have a big and strong hope. I rely on you to share the message of truth with anyone that you feel worth it to share the truth with. Lots of love to you. Anna Deeter, the passionate pioneer of the brand new industry in the world called etalon speech education. Lots of love to you. I'm here for you to enable you to learn the truth. Lots of love.